On the night shift, the switchboard will try to call you from extension 13. If you answer, the building doesn't just speak, it transfers the shift to you. My name is Mina, and I thought graveyard shifts were only about coffee, silence, and the slow crawl of minutes. That illusion lasted exactly 1 week. The company's office looked modern, glass walls, polished stone, white LEDs, but the building itself was older than the brand it carried. At night, it made its own noises, HVAC breathing through vents, distant ticking with no visible clock, and a faint smell of old paper that never belonged to our spotless lobby. When the day operator handed me the desk, she gave the usual warnings. Don't open the loading gate, call security if a badge fails, never go near the server room alone. Then, quietly, as if speaking could summon it, she added, "Whatever you do, don't answer extension 13. I laughed. Does it even exist? It doesn't, she said, already halfway to the elevator. But it still rings. At 3:12 a.m., the red lamp lit up on the switchboard. 013. No caller name, just blank, like the system couldn't remember who it was. The ringtone wasn't the standard internal tone. It was older, sharper, and somehow wet, as if each ring carried a breath at its end. I hovered over the answer button, then pulled back. The call kept ringing. It didn't sound impatient. It sounded practiced. After the 9th ring, the line clicked open by itself, without my finger touching anything. A whisper slid into my ear, too close to belong to a speaker. Don't hang up. My throat tightened. Who is this? A small laugh, dry, exhausted, rattled through the line. If you hang up, I'll come to you. I forced myself into logic. Pranks, IT tests, someone spoofing the system. I checked the call log on the panel. Source, SRV, RM. Server room. That made my stomach turn. The server room was locked behind 2 codes and a biometric reader. Night security didn't even step inside. I called the guard on duty. "Mohammed, it's Mina. I'm getting a call from the server room." A pause. His voice dropped. "Tell me the extension." 013, I said. "Extension 13. He didn't answer, just the scrape of a chair, then hurried footsteps. "Lock the doors around you. Don't leave the desk." I went back to the other call. The whisper was still there. No words now, just breathing, like someone standing with their mouth against a microphone, smelling the air. Then, softly, "Are you alone?" "Yes," I lied, because admitting fear felt like feeding it. "No," the voice replied. "You're not." On my computer, the incident report program opened a window by itself. Call recording. A timer started. Under it, letters appeared one by one, slow and deliberate. Mina took the shift. Mina answered. I hadn't typed anything. The lobby lights flickered, not like a power issue, like someone was walking under them, passing beneath each bulb in sequence. The voice returned, clear now, an exhausted man, spoken as if from below ground. "You know they closed this floor." "What floor?" I whispered. In the background, far away, a ringtone echoed. An old phone, not a mobile. "The floor they don't write about," he said. I tried to end the call. The button didn't respond. I pressed again. Nothing. The line held on like a hand gripping my wrist. The recording timer on screen froze, then surged forward, as if time itself had been fast-forwarded. A system window opened. Extension mapping. 013 was routed to a device labeled PBX 1999. Status: active. Impossible. That switchboard was scrapped years ago. A small tap sounded behind me, like a nailman on glass. Then another, closer. The voice sounded almost satisfied now. "I'm coming." I lunged for the lobby door. Before my fingers touched the handle, the badge reader beeped on its own and the magnetic lock clamped shut. On the glass, fog bloomed, as if someone exhaled from the other side. A finger traced a circle, then 2 strokes. 1, 3. I staggered back into the desk.
"Who are you?" I cried. The voice spoke, fully audible for the first time. "I'm the one who takes the shift before you." Every screen in the lobby lit at once. CCTV, the switchboard display, my computer. All showed the same camera feed, a dark hallway and the metal door marked
You're the
SRVRM
extension.
slowly opening from within. A tall shape stepped out. No face, no features, just length and shadow. In its hand, an old corded phone receiver. The cable dragged along the floor like something alive. The camera zoomed in by itself until the cable filled the frame. It ran one way, toward the lobby. The handset on my desk twitched, slipped from my fingers, and fell. But the voice didn't stop. It rose from the air, not the speaker. "Don't hang up." The ceiling light above me snapped off. Only the switchboard screen remained, glowing with a single message: "Shift transfer in progress." Something cold settled on my shoulder, gentle, possessive, like a palm. The smell of burned hair thickened, sweet and wrong. The voice moved inside my head, not my ear. "You're the extension now." At 3:14 a.m., the board rang again. Caller ID, Mina, 013. Line 2, new operator connecting. And somewhere in the building, another tired worker on another night shift lifted their hand, just like I had, thinking it was only a call.
The camera didn't record what happened. It recorded what would happen. And the worst moment is seeing yourself on the screen before you arrive. Night shifts teach you to love monitors. Their glow keeps you awake. Their footage makes you feel in control. In our building, the monitors didn't reassure you. They watched you. I worked operations, 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. After midnight, the ground floor was mostly dead. 2 lit offices, a security room, and a long corridor lined with cameras every few meters. The guard, Mr. Syed, was an older man with a tired voice and a face that rarely softened. On my first night, while he flipped through camera feeds, he said, "Stay away from the storage hallway camera." "Is it broken?" I asked. He shook his head. "No, it just rushes." I laughed. He didn't. A week later, I needed an old file from the storage room at the end of that corridor. It was 2:58 a.m. when I started down the hall. From behind me, Mr. Syed called out, sharp, "Wait!" I turned. He stood in the security doorway, tea in hand, staring at a screen. His face looked drained of color. "Don't walk past it," he said. "Why? I'm just grabbing a file." He
now.
pointed. "Look."
Keep
On the
moving.
feed, the corridor was empty. Then, with
Eyes
sickening
forward.
clarity, I stepped into frame, walking toward storage. But I was standing beside him in real life. On screen, me stopped under the camera and looked up, as if making eye contact with the person watching. Then he lifted a hand and motioned, "Come here." My throat went dry. "That's an old clip?" Mr. Syed tilted the monitor so I could see the label. "Live." "That's impossible," I whispered. "Seconds?" I tried. "A delay?" He shook his head. "Not seconds. Hours." The image sped forward unnaturally, like someone fast-forwarding time. Me reached the storage door and froze. From the darkness inside the storage room, something shifted, low, elongated, moving like it was being pulled rather than walking. On screen, me stepped back, stared up at the camera again, and smiled. It wasn't my smile. Mr. Syed's voice dropped to a whisper. "If you ever see yourself smile, close your eyes." I couldn't. The smile widened. The teeth looked wrong, too many, too sharp, too eager. The feed flickered and snapped back to the hallway, empty again, as if nothing had ever been there. "Go to your office," he said urgently, "now, and don't look behind you." I walked with my eyes locked forward. Yet, as I passed beneath that camera, a cold breath slid down the back of my neck, as if someone were standing above me on the ceiling. I reached my office and shut the door. My laptop pinged. Motion detected.
storage hallway. Against every instinct, I opened the live feed. There I was again, only this time, me stood outside my office door, face inches from the lens, staring as if he could see through the camera into my room. He raised a finger to his lips. Shh. Then he traced letters onto the fogged glass in front of the lens. Turn around. I slammed the feed shut. My heart hammered in my ears. I called Mr. Syed. Busy. The office fell quiet, except for a soft tapping at my door. Tap, tap, tap. The same rhythm I'd heard since the first night, like a clock hiding inside the walls. Mr. Syed finally answered, whispering, "If it knocks, don't respond. If it calls you, don't respond. If it says your name, don't respond." "Who is it?" I choked. He exhaled shakily. "It's you, the one on the screen." The knocking turned heavier, then a scraping sound. Metal dragged slowly across my door, carving a line. A voice slid under the door, my voice, only deeper, colder. "Open up. I'm late." My laptop screen turned on by itself. The camera feed opened, and there I was, inside my office on the screen, standing behind my chair, leaning toward the webcam until my face filled the frame. From my speakers, I spoke softly, "Don't leave me in here alone." And behind me, in the real room, a hand settled on my shoulder, slowly, testing, as if confirming my body was real. I froze. If I turned, would I become the footage, or would the footage become me? Mr. Syed's voice cut through the line. "If you look, you get recorded." And the terrifying truth was that curiosity was stronger than fear. My eyes slid a single centimeter toward the shadow on the wall. It wasn't mine. It was taller, wider, and it was smiling.